Good afternoon. Some harsh truths today about chronic pain and being a Lightworker, healer, intuitive, Starseed. And this is something that I've struggled with for a long time, chronic pain. And especially on my healing journey, when I learned Reiki, when I learned energy methods, when I learned methods to help with my chronic pain, I was exploring outside of the box methods, and that's when I began my actual healing, mental, physical, spiritual, emotional healing. And I've struggled with, being a healer, but I can't heal myself. And, why should I need Western medicine if I'm supposed to be a healer and I'm supposed to be all these things? And it's taken a really long time to really understand that there's a mix between Western medicine, energetic healing, other things that you can be doing, mental, physical, spiritual, emotional. And for me, chronic pain has been, 12 years now. And today I had to go to my knee surgeon once again. And not only the knee that I have a lot of problems with, he's recommending a third surgery to remove a plate and screws. He's recommending another type of surgery to replace and repair some other things in my knee, take out the metal plate and the screws that I have in there. So once again, a very invasive and very long recovery surgery on my knee. And my other knee that I have had surgery on, less invasive. We're not sure what's going on because it's exhibiting some signs of arthritis, just like my other knee did, the one that has to be fixed again. So I have a total knee replacement in my right knee, and I also have, it was called a high tibial osteotomy. If you're weird and into science stuff and like gory surgery things, I have pretty cool pictures of giant screws and plates in my leg, my knee replacement, but I've been going back for years that the pain isn't better. I can barely walk 1 mile to 2 miles without extreme pain. I can't bend my knee without extreme pain. Whenever I do and can exercise, there's just an extreme amount of pain with it. I can't be on my knees. I can't squat. If I have to go on the floor, I have to maneuver myself kind of like a whale and drop down. And then it's really hard to get up. It's really hard to get out of a bathtub. There's a lot of limitations that I've had to just learn to live with. And over the years, they just keep saying, we don't know what we can do. We can do another knee replacement. We can do these things. So bottom line is, living with chronic pain is something that you learn to just endure, and you learn to just really live with, and that's part of enduring. But the things, what can you do about it? So I do use Reiki, and I do use clearing, and I do ask spirit, and I do have some kind of more natural like lotions that help with inflammation. But sometimes there's mourning and there's grief. My knee kind of prevented me from having a third child. Because of my knee and my immobility, my weight increased. Obviously, there's other things that contribute to that, but my knee and my inability to walk and those things took most of my 30s away from me, took a lot of things that I did with my kids away from me. So there's some resentment to my own body, and I know there'll be a lot of people here that if you ever come across this, that you'll feel that. There's resentment towards your body. Why doesn't it work? Why do I have to be limited? Why do I have to be betrayed by my own body? And as part of being a light worker and healer, I really struggled with that because, should I be able to heal myself and make myself this perfect specimen? Because how can you help other people heal if you can't heal yourself? And really the ultimate goal as a healer is not to heal and transform other people. It's to assist them in their healing process. It's really to help guide them through what could they be doing? What can they be shifting? Is there mental, physical, spiritual, emotional things that we can work through to understand, to get to the root of? That's really part of your journey and your life journey and your healing journey. And it took a long time as a healer, light worker, starseed, intuitive to be okay with that, because I felt like a fraud. I felt like I wasn't good enough. How could I say that I'm a healer and I can help other people when I can't heal myself completely? And the reality is, You can't heal bones. You can't heal structure. You can't heal, those deep down rooted things. There are things that you have to do. There are circumstances. There are genetics. There are a lot of things. So if you're hitting that chronic pain path and you're really down on yourself and hurting and don't really know what to do, there are methods, there are things. Spirit brings so much forth, and our body holds on to things, especially in the knees moving forward, loss of things. So there's things that I dig deep and go into my Akashic Records for, because some of that shit is not surface level, and some of that shit is not of this lifetime. Some of that shit is of past lifetimes, past lifetimes. So I do hit the Akashic Records for a lot of that as well, And healing is a layered thing. It's not a one and done, A lot of things don't come up until it's time to come up, because if you brought everything all to the surface at once, you couldn't process it. You wouldn't know what to do with it. You wouldn't know how to work through it. So on your healing journey, as long as you're progressing and moving forward, Spirit brings things at the right time, So I've been on my deep mental, physical, spiritual, emotional healing journey for over 5 years. So there's still things to explore and uncover and understand, At every stage of life, that's how your healing process works. And it's not it takes 3 or 4 months and you're this fucking perfect human being. That's 100% not true. It took me 39 years to damage myself to that point. So it takes your whole life of invested healing to move through and to process. And that's not to say you're not healing from things. That's to say that you are just really in a place where you have to process and understand. You have to bring things up to heal from them, to move through them. So then when that trigger comes up again, you're not attached to it like you used to be. Like, okay, I remember the last time this came up, it was associated with this. So what do I need to do about it? How can I process it? What do I need to understand or move through, or what do I need to address? So Spirit will still bring those things up, but every time they come up after you've healed and worked through them, they're no longer a soul cord, what I like to say. They're no longer a rooted issue where you can't move through it, where you're like, okay, fuck, I know this. I know what this is. I know what I need to do. And you can ask Spirit, okay, guide me through. What do I need to do? What do I need to process? And then you just move through that process so much faster. It's a recognition. It's coming back up again because there's just a part of you that needs to recognize it and realize that trigger, and then you move through it. So if you have chronic pain, if you're in that place, and you're on your healing journey and you're on your development and intuitive, starseed, empath, healer journey, it's a process, and some people can move through and heal things completely, and some cannot. I am one that has not, and that's okay too. Like, it's not a foolproof thing. I have days where I'm like, fuck, I can't take the pain today, and I don't take painkillers. I don't do those things. Not to say that I wouldn't take them some days if they were available. Some days I use ibuprofen. It just kind of depends, but yeah, there's days where it gets to me. There's days where the healing, where the pain is more than I can handle, and the pain frustrates me and angers me, and the pain holds me back, and the pain pisses me off, because sometimes I have to plan things like, well, can my knee handle this? Am I going to be able to walk? If I already know my leg is sore, I probably can't walk 5 miles. I know I can't walk 5 miles. Or I could walk 5 miles, but I will pay for it immensely. And, it's really a whole journey in and of itself of self-discovery and processing and a grief process, because when your body doesn't work like it's supposed to, it doesn't really matter what it is, whether it's infertility, chronic pain, you have an autoimmune disease. I have lots of issues with my stomach and IBS, and lots of issues with my body that I've learned to navigate over the years and understand. I know what foods are absolutely a no-go. I know what foods bother me. I know what foods do to me. But that's also been a long process of elimination and really digging into it. Like, okay, I ate this and now I feel like absolute shit. So I know, sometimes it's a gamble, and okay, do I really feel like feeling like shit tomorrow? No. So, but then there's just some foods that are absolutely on my no list. And, you can go both ways. You can go with the anger and the hatred, and you can go with, okay, this sucks, but what can I do about it? How do you live with it? How do you move through every day? How do you process it? And how do you just accept it? And how do you make and alleviate it the best that you can? Does it let you hold you back from things? Yeah, my knee does hold me back from things. I used to be super active and do dumb shit and be in every sport possible. I was always like the goalie. I was always like the catcher. I was always like a main physical force in sports, and that's just something I can't do. I can't go sledding. I can't do basic things. I couldn't go roller skating. I can't do all of those things that I would love to do. And that sucks. And it sucks sitting on the sidelines, and it sucks, visiting my family in Colorado and wanting to go on a hike on a mountain, but really knowing that it's probably not a good idea. If I got stuck, if my leg gave out, if whatever the reason, how am I going to get down? And there's just a lot of that stuff where you get limited, so you just have to rely and ask Spirit, what can I do here? Can you get me through this? What can I do? What can I do differently? And sometimes it comes down to maybe it's an inflammation, maybe it's a food, maybe it's this, so you really have to understand your own chronic pain. You have to be your own advocate. If you get answers from doctors that you don't like, this doctor that I see for my knee, he's kind of the specialist. And every year he's like, I hate having you leave here crying. And I'm like, I hate leaving here crying. I wish you would figure something out, and one of the solutions was a second knee replacement. And I'm like, but if that's not going to help my pain, why would I do that? So today he finally had a different solution, because my knee has been stable for a few years, but not without pain. So some of the markers that he's looking for is leading him to believe that at another surgery of some type of a stabilization would be beneficial. So I have to ask Spirit with that too. Like, is this the right thing to do? Knee surgery sucks. And if you've been through a knee surgery, it's hard. I've been through I've had two very painful and very invasive non-weight bearing surgeries. This would be my fourth, and then my other left knee, depending on what they find with that. So, there's just a lot to it. So if you're a chronic pain person, if you've given up, if you don't know what to do with yourself, you are not alone. Please do not let you not getting answers stop you from seeking answers, and please don't let it stop you from living your life. Do what you can, navigate around it, find methods that can work, that alleviate it even a little bit. Reiki does help me, and Reiki is not really a service that I offer to others anymore, but I do teach Reiki, so Reiki attunements, but I don't really offer Reiki sessions anymore. But I do Reiki. I use light language. I use some other beings and angels and whatnot to help when I have extreme pain. And if I'm going to do something, I always ask, to help make sure that it's stable, that I'm safe with whatever I'm doing. And it just depends on what I'm doing, because there's some things that I won't do alone. I won't go hiking. I won't go usually without my husband or somebody to lead, because I can't walk up or down hills or spaces like that. So I do have to be very cautious with what I'm doing. So, it's really learning to navigate your body and learning to navigate your pain and what you can do about it. And really just not giving up. Just don't give up if you haven't found what works for you. It doesn't matter if it's autoimmune pain, if it's chronic body pain, if it's joint pain, if it's back pain, knee pain. It's hard, and I know it's fucking hard. It's hard not to give up, and it's hard to not just be resentful and angry and pissed off, but don't fully give up. Keep asking God, Spirit, Universe to bring you who and what you need. Maybe it's a modality, maybe it's multiple modalities, maybe it's working like somebody with me that gets to your soul level issues that we can really work and clear some blocks that can bring forth some other answers. Maybe it is some past life stuff that is exacerbating your issue. Maybe it is some more natural, like supplement methods that could be helping as well, so maybe it's a naturopath, and maybe it's an intuitive kind of guide and mentor like me, and maybe it's a combination of a regular doctor versus all those other things. So please don't give up if you're on this journey. Please just know you are not alone. You're always welcome to message me and just say, holy fuck, Erin, I'm so glad that somebody's talking about this, whatever it is. Yeah, I had tears in my eyes on the way here, because thinking about yet another knee surgery, it sucks. And I know what what happens. I know how long it takes to recover. I know what it's like being on crutches. I know that I have to plan to have somebody else take my kid to school. How am I going to get to therapy? My husband is great, and he works early hours, so it's not always easy for him to get home. So there's just so much to it. I've been through so many knee surgeries that I know what I have to do, and I know what I have to plan for. So it can be daunting at times. So please just don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on you, your body, even if your body is not really working for you all the time. It can be hard, and it can be angry, and it's okay to be angry with your body, and it's okay to be angry with God, and it's okay to just be unhappy, and it's okay to have that resentment and anger towards your body. Just don't fully give up on yourself and your body and how it's working and everything behind it. Just have that day and kind of be pissed at yourself, whatever it is, and then just ask God, Spirit, Universe, guide me to where I need, guide me to what's going to help me, guide me to release this pain, whatever I need to do to really process and move through this. Clearing right there. So please let me know if this resonates with you. Please let me know if you've had experiences. Please let me know how this feels to you. Just know that you are not alone, and that there are others. I have suffered with it forever. It's not something I talk about a lot. It's just something, like I said, that I endure and I go through. But it really hit me today, again, at my appointment, knowing what I have coming up. And it does make me tear up, and it does... I've had so many surgeries, and so it's really a process. So please don't give up. Please drop an emoji, whatever. Drop a comment below. You are welcome to DM me, even if it's even if you don't book a session with me, you don't do my one-to-one mentoring, you're not going to do an Akashic program, you don't do a session, whatever it is, you're still welcome to message me and just say, I feel really alone. I don't know what to do. Obviously I don't just do readings and whatnot, but I will support you, and send angels and prayers and love and whatever I can your way. So please just know you're not alone. Please comment below, whatever that is that resonates with you. If you need to save this video and come back to it later, whatever, but please know that you are not alone on this path and this process. And that's all I got for you today. But I hope otherwise you have an amazing day. It's finally sunny here in Iowa, but today is my hair day, so I got to go in and get my hairs done and get rid of the grays. So hope you have a great day, everybody.